What about when we're hurt, angry, numb? Is it so easy then? It might not be so easy, but He wants it to be our first response. Or perhaps you're thinking, prayer has never been easy for me. I do stink at it. You feel like what you say to Him is insincere, unsure, or you question whether He even really cares to hear from you. Or you're so overwhelmed you don't even want to talk to Him. It isn't. He does. He still wants you to. God hears all our prayers, the good and the bad. He is big enough to handle our honest questions and our doubts and even our anger. I sat beside a friend after she buried her child and listened as she poured out her raw emotions to God. Her prayer wasn't pretty, but it was from her heart, and God knew it. I watched my son struggle with prayer after the death of his beloved grandfather. "Didn't you tell me, Mommy, that if I prayed, God would answer? Well, I asked Him not to take my papa, and He did. Prayer doesn't work." It hurt me immeasurably to see his pain, but I knew God was there with him. And I've blasted God with my own prayer challenges and mumbled to Him my doubts. I know He heard me. He has heard you too. God receives our prayers, the thankful ones and the not so thankful ones, the eloquent ones and the less than perfect ones. He accepts not only our joyful prayers and our self-confident prayers, but the prayers we offer when we're not certain of things, or when we're not sure we really want the answer. He accepts our anguished questioning when we experience trauma or loss. He even accepts the prayers that beg Him to rain down disaster on someone who has wounded us, although He may not answer them. He accepts all our prayers because they acknowledge we believe He is in control. When we're happy, when we're angry, when we're hurting to the point that words are lost and all we can offer is a cry for help, He is still there. God is listening. This sharpening of my spiritual vision seemed to arrive at about the same time God deposited a 7-pound, 8-ounce beautiful baby boy into my arms. Becoming a mother 10 years ago at 40 affected my life in more ways than I imagined possible. On a purely practical note, I now believe I should have slept more the first 40 years. As a new mom, I was humbled to realize that even the most insecure or guarded of us can love selflessly when we look into the eyes of our child. And I got a huge kick out of the fact that a girl like me, who was afraid of being beaten up on the school bus, could love my child so fiercely that I would rip the legs off a lion if it came near my son. But more than that, having a child changed the way I viewed my relationship, my ongoing prayer conversation with God. I remember my friend Amy Grant saying that when her first son, Matt, was born, she realized that for the rest of her life, her heart would walk outside of her body. I didn't understand the accuracy of that statement until my son, Christian, was born. Since then, my life has changed in obvious ways and in ways that are more difficult to articulate. Often, when Christian is asleep at night, I will stand at the side of his bed and marvel at the gift he is to me. I began this practice when he was just a baby. Before motherhood, I had no idea that I could feel the depth of love that would consider any kind of sacrifice a privilege. But as I watched over my son, I came to an acute new awareness of our Heavenly Father watching over us, and I began to understand the depth of His love for us. Because of this, my prayer life changed. I love talking to and listening to God. I love talking to Him all the time. I still do. And being honest with Him. Being a sleep-deprived mother of a baby in those early days eliminated much of the preamble in my conversation with God. I just got right to the point. Having my son face a life-threatening illness sharpened my dialogue too. Further tests revealed he was anemic rather than suffering from leukemia, but being in that terrifying place for a few days changed me. I was not so careful about the potential of offending God. I was afraid, I was angry, and I was honest.